Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we will be talking about the possibility that Vivek Ramaswamy will be chosen by Donald Trump to be his vice presidential running mate in the 2024 election. So there is new buzz coming from social media and those interested in Republican politics and all that. That Donald Trump may actually choose Vivek Ramaswamy for vice president. Now, this would be a real surprise because, we have been following this vice presidential race, sweepstakes as they like to call it, as political experts like to call it, for quite a while. And, there have been ups and downs for people. At one time it looked like Lee Zeldin would be the choice there. We have had a wide range of people. At one time it looked like Nikki Haley might have a shot. Mike Pompeo might have a shot. So, it has been a wide range of people for quite some time. And, a long time ago, it was looking like Vivek Ramaswamy could be the choice. It was looking like, Vivek Ramaswamy, especially right after he dropped out from the presidential race and gave his endorsement to Trump, after that speech in New Hampshire where they spoke together. It appeared that Vivek Ramaswamy could be the choice. However, it was reported that Trump kind of ruled him out. This was, during the midst of the excitement over the Trump-Vivek ticket. And Trump, sort of ruled him out. He said a comment to the media, to the press, that kind of made it sound like he was ruling out Vivek Ramaswamy. However, politicians can be like that, where they say one thing, and even if it's not necessarily them lying or them trying to deceive, they always, they go a different direction. That happens with many, many politicians, especially someone like Donald Trump. So I would not be surprised if despite saying that he wouldn't choose Vivek Ramaswamy, that he actually would end up choosing Vivek Ramaswamy. And we have new news that the buzz really heated up after it was announced that Vivek Ramaswamy confirmed that he will be attending the presidential debate. So, if you didn't know, on June 27th, on Thursday, in just 2 days, the first presidential debate between Biden and Trump is happening. So that's big. Of course, that'll have a huge impact on the presidential election. But Donald Trump had said that his running mate will most likely attend the first presidential debate. So we were looking at this debate as a clear indicator of who might this running mate be. It appeared that many of the possibilities of the finalists, like Ben Carson, like Tom Cotton, Tim Scott, Glenn Youngkin, etc., would not be attending the debate, so we were kind of able to rule those people out. But who is attending the debate and, definitely increases his chances of being the actual choice to be vice president is Vivek Ramaswamy. He will be attending the debate, and again, Donald Trump said that his running mate will most likely attend the GOP debate. So, even though he was not really a top pick, it seemed like he wasn't favored to be the choice. After we have all of these choices kind of eliminated one by one, Glenn Youngkin said, or the Trump team said that they had not vetted Glenn Youngkin. Trump said that he doesn't like Tim Scott because of the lack of charisma. Whatever. These people that were supposed to be the shortlist are kind of being ruled out one by the Trump campaign. And then we have, of course, Doug Bergham, Marco Rubio, and J.D. Vance. Rubio and J.D. Vance, it doesn't look like will be attending the debate. So really, that just leaves Doug Bergham and Vivek Ramaswamy. And if you haven't heard, Doug Bergham will be attending the presidential debate, so that definitely increases his chances too. But it really looks like it's down to Doug Bergham and maybe Vivek Ramaswamy. Certainly Doug Bergham is favored to be the choice just because, the Trump campaign has put a lot of attention on him recently, while, they haven't really been talking about Vivek Ramaswamy all that much at all. But Looking at 2016 now, Doug Bergham, on the other hand, definitely embodies the Mike Pence type of choice, right? Choosing Mike Pence in 2016 for Trump, that was a, choice that was supposed to bring in more moderate, traditional voters because of how unorthodox Donald Trump was. Mike Pence, a traditional conservative, he was chosen to bring in some of those more, more centrist, traditional-minded voters. And Doug Bergham, being the governor of North Dakota, more of a traditional conservative, even though he did endorse Trump in 2016 and 2020, that would be a similar pick to Mike Pence, right, for all the same reasons that Mike Pence was chosen in 2016. But Vivek Ramaswamy, on the other hand, that would be for very different reasons, because, Vivek is definitely not someone who would be chosen to bring in moderate voters. He is probably more conservative, more far-right than Donald Trump, and this would be a move to excite the base. Donald Trump's base, I don't know if he would lose any voters, but someone like Doug Bergham, or even someone like Marco Rubio or Glenn Youngkin, these are, more traditional politicians who wouldn't excite the base, wouldn't excite the Republican base to go out and vote on Election Day. But again, Donald Trump is the head of the ticket, so will he have an enthusiasm problem? Probably not. So Vivek would be an interesting choice. But there is a case to be made that Vivek Ramaswamy doesn't only excite the base, because looking at the 2024 Republican primary, as you all know, Vivek Ramaswamy ran in the 2024 Republican presidential primary. Here it is. And he did a lot better than most people were expecting. Way better than most people were expecting. He only made it to Iowa, but still, this was a very little known figure. I mean, just about nobody knew who Vivek Ramaswamy was when he announced his campaign early on in February of 2023. Very much an outsider, just a businessman. He had very little name recognition. Probably less name recognition than someone like Asa Hutchinson, who, people still don't know who he is. But Vivek found success in the primary because, he ended up lasting until the Iowa caucuses. He got almost 100,000 votes nationwide, continued to get significant numbers of votes even after the Iowa caucuses. So Vivek was really a stronger candidate than really anyone expected when he announced his bid. And the thing is, this proves that he doesn't only just excite the Trump base, because anyone who, would have supported Vivek in the 2024 Republican primary, if we think that they're just all Trump supporters, then they would have just voted for Donald Trump, and they would have just supported Donald Trump. At one point, Vivek Ramaswamy was ahead in the polls than Ron DeSantis, who was, famously the vast majority of the race before the Iowa caucuses, before voting started, was in second place, or even first place at one point, behind Donald Trump. So at one point, Vivek even crossed DeSantis, got second over DeSantis in some polls. Again, if we think that Vivek would only excite that Trump base, yes, he would, because he's a very Trump-like figure. But if he was just supported among Trump supporters, then he wouldn't have done so well in the 2024 Republican primary. Shocked people with how well he did. He wouldn't have gotten more support in some polls than Ron DeSantis. It's as simple as that. He just would not have. So it's clear that Vivek Ramaswamy, whether he brings in young voters, minorities, just people completely against the political system, outside of doesn't care or follow politics at all. Whoever it may be a combination of those things too. Vivek does bring in different types of voters who wouldn't have voted for Trump, And that was proven during the 2024 Republican primary, because he did so much better than anyone expected. At least in the polls, not necessarily in voting, but at least in the polls, people were answering, or respondents were saying that they wanted Vivek for president. So he brings in, I guess, more than just Trump supporters, and he excites the base, but still, he is a very conservative man. He is a very controversial figure, and probably a very unpopular figure. Doug Bergham would absolutely be a better choice, even though Vivek definitely, I think, does have some positive qualities, actually. But still, overall, it would be a negative pick for the Trump campaign. So thank you all for watching this video. I really hope you all enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed, and consider becoming a channel member, tipping on YouTube. That always helps out a lot. Again, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all next time.